Hey guys, I'm back with some more Throwback Thursday. Covert couldn't make it tonight, so I'm playing against Copious Robin this evening. And my PC's telling me that I need to restart and finish updating it, so I'm going to click later on that. Because I don't want to do that while I'm recording. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Copious is AJ. I don't know why he changed his gamer tag recently, but he did. So I'm starting off by playing Dead Walkers. Just want to play some aggro. And I'm on the draw with a 2-drop. I mean, I suppose I could curve into Fleshbag since Butcher Ghoul has Undying. Do have Mutilate, which looks good, and a Corrupt. So it's a bit slow for Dead Walkers, but you know, I'm gonna give it a try. And Copious starts off with an island. Trying to think of what decks in this game even play islands. So I picked up a Doomblade that it looks pretty good against blue, unless he's playing the whole Hexproof Illusion thing. So we'll find out if that's the case. He could be playing Fairies. It looks like he's probably playing Masks of the Dimir. So there are some black creatures in there like Guildmage, which Doomblade doesn't hit. But I will just put the Butcher Ghoul in play, and then hopefully he doesn't play another creature, and my Fleshbag will hit his. He'll hit his Guildmage. So yeah, just 1 second. Oh my, I got something. Something in my throat there, I apologize for that. So he's swinging in with the Guildmage, and I'm just not going to block here. He's got 3 mana. I can't remember exactly what kind of outs he's got on that deck and what sort of thing. So he's playing a Chittering Rat, so I'm going to take a card from my hand and put it on top of my library. So I'll just take the most expensive one. So I'm just going to draw that card back again this turn, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, that's the whole point of the card. So just going to drop the Fleshbag Marauder here and kill one of his dudes, and then I'll get my Butcher Ghoul back. Doomblade is looking pretty dead right about now. So yeah, obviously he's going to sack the rats and keep the Guildmage around because that's it's got some additional utility. So, you know, it can make him draw a card or me discard a card. So that's kind of why I wanted to kill that thing, because now if he plays a 4th land, he can make me ditch a card. But he's just going to play another rats, and that's going to keep, you know, he's denying me my draw step, which, like I said, is pretty annoying. So I think I'll put the Doomblade on top in case he plays an island and Thought Scours it off the top of my deck. So yeah, he's not going to attack here. And, oh look, I picked up a Doomblade. How funny. So, yeah, let's just put the Swamp into play and let's attack. Excuse me. And let's see, I'm sure he's not going to block with the Guildmage, but yeah, I'm sure he's going to trade there. Which is fine, you know. I would like to start drawing cards, though, rather than just, you know, getting hit with all these rats. So he's up to the 4 mana mark now on his Guildmage. So he can start activating that. He can only do that at sorcery speed, so he can't activate that ability at instant speed. If I were him and I didn't have a play, I'd probably just draw a card right now. But he's going to just shoot for the discard, so I'm just going to chuck an easy Doomblade here. But so I've got a black cat. If he keeps aiming that discard at me, it's going to get pretty annoying, because I was kind of leaning on Corrupt as a way to finish the game. So I'll just get in for 2 and put a black cat down. Cat's a 2 mana 1/1, and when it dies, he discards a card at random, which is actually pretty powerful. So let's see if he's got a player. He's going to keep shooting discard at me, because if he does, I'm just going to have to throw this away. No, he's playing a Moroi. Just a 4/4 flyer, but it causes him to lose 1 life at his upkeep. And he says go, so I think I may have to... Ooh. I was thinking about mutilating, but now I'm thinking about Gerald's Messenger to drain him for 2 life. Or do I follow that up? See, if I mutilate right now, it'll empty his board, and he'll have to discard a random card. I think that may be what I do. So I'm just going to attack with both here. There's no real reason not to. I kind of want to, you know, I want to play this and then save this, but if he's got a Mind Rot, then I'm going to lose it. So I'm just going to do this so the 4/4 flyer doesn't beat up on me, and so that Guildmage is gone. So that's going to get a card of his at random, which is the Last Gasp. That's gives target creature -3/-3, I believe. Yeah, pretty good against my deck, but he's got another Guildmage. So that's a little bit annoying. That you know, I mean, that was one of the better cards in the deck from what I remember. And I picked up a Swamp. You know, my goal against him now is just get my hand empty as quick as possible. just because you know, that'll make his discard a bit useless. So, you know, if he spends 4 mana to make me discard a corrupt, I'll be a little bit sad. You know, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, means he's not doing anything for the turn. So yeah, it looks like he's gonna get my last card. No, he's gonna make himself draw a card. Okay. So he's gonna draw a card and play a land drop. And I imagine swing for 2 here. No, he's gonna hold it back. He may have a last gasp in there. So I've got a Gravecrawler, which is pretty excellent. But we're just gonna swing for 3 and see what happens. He's blocking. I don't know if he's got a trick of some kind. Doesn't look like it. So yeah, when he enters, you know, the opponent loses 2 life. So now that the Guild Mage is gone, you know, I don't mind playing the Gravecrawler out. I was thinking actually about holding on to it for discard fodder because you can cast it from your graveyard. So if he made me discard a Gravecrawler, then I could play it out of there. But now that the Guild Mage is gone, I'm not thinking anymore. So Shadowborn Demon is coming into play. That's a big guy, so he's going to kill my Gerald's Messenger. And he's going to have a blocker for a turn. But he needs 6 creatures in here. He has 5. If he could play another creature. So, picked up a Death Baron. Skeleton creatures you control and other zombie creatures get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. So, I'm just going to... Is he a zombie? Yeah, he's a zombie. So I'm going to swing. He's got to sacrifice his Shadowborn. He's going to block. I know he is, but you know, you never know. Yeah, he's going to block. And I'm just going to cast it out of the graveyard. And say go. Alright, I think I'm slowly getting over whatever it was that was initially caught in my throat there. At the beginning of the game, I don't know what it was. I just was kind of out of it there. I had a little bit of a tickle there. So, had a little drink. Feeling a lot better. So he's cracking his fetch land. And he's picking up an island. So he's up to 7 mana now, and he's got the Gas Lord in play. So Gas Lord is 4/4, unblockable, and then he gets to grab a card out of my hand and exile it. So I'm just going to play the War Chief here. And I think I'm going to come at him with both. Because I don't want to lose that Corrupt. I don't mind losing the Death Baron too much. You know, it'll trade with his Gas Lord anyway. No, he's just going to take the 9 and go down to 2. So I guess he's going to come in after my Corrupt. I don't know if he's got, you know, Spinal Embrace, I think it's called. Lets him steal one of my creatures and then attack me with it and then sacrifice it. I'm not sure what else he could have here as an out to this. Trying to think back on the deck and what it has up there. Spinal Embrace is the only thing coming to my mind. So I'm taking 4 and he gets to look in, and that Corrupt has gone to exile. See you later. Never did get a 6 swamp for that, but okay. So he's playing Sleep, which taps down all my creatures, and they don't untap this turn. So he gets another smack at me with that Gas Lord at the very least. And I pick up a Black Cat, which I'm just going to play because obviously he's going to exile it. But I cannot block his Gas Lord. So again, I don't know if he's got some kind of way to steal one of my creatures and do lethal damage to me here. I wouldn't be able to tell you. He's got 2 cards in his hand, so there's not a lot of options. Not a lot of options there. Excuse me. So Hands of Binding, that taps down one of my dudes, and it doesn't untap. And he can Cipher it on, and it won't untap. And then of course he hits me with combat damage, and he gets to do it again. But I'm still going to untap with 2 guys. Yep, there goes that guy. And back to me, I untap with 2 guys. I don't know if he's got removal or not, but I'm just going to bring them both. He only got 1 card, so even if he's got a Last Gasp, the other one's going to hit him. Yeah. So yeah, he almost got there. He got me down to 8. And there it is. Get in the final 2. Whew, Deadwalkers. Yeah, Deadwalkers is pretty good. I made a slow keep. You know, that deck can be pretty aggressive and get rolling 1 drop into 2 drop into Lord, and just beat the face off you. But that's not what happened there. But I managed to eke out a victory. So I was actually going to play Masks next, but I don't think I'm going to do that now that that was just played. I think I'll play Hall of Champions. Hall was you didn't see this deck very much online. It was a Bant Exalted deck. The mana was pretty bad. I I had a look at my decks earlier, just very briefly, playing 24 land and 2 fixers in here. So Gleam of Resistance was a land cycler. So right now I have triple white, a Terramorphic, and 2 3-mana cards that require all of my colors. So that was the problem with this deck. It had awesome fucking 3-color cards, and oftentimes couldn't cast any of them. So I'm just gonna, I got 2 colors and I got 4 land drops. So playing against a Grim Lavamancer. So okay, we're playing against Firewave. Playing against Firewave. So Lavamancer lets you exile 2 cards from your graveyard, and you get to put some damage through. So now that I've drawn the Squire, actually, I think I'll play this. I don't want to play the Terramorphic until I don't know. I don't want to speculate on a forest or an island. I kind of want to draw into one and then crack an Expanse for the other one. So he's just got the Lavamancer here. I doubt he'll attack. If he did, I think I would trade there. But I'm just going to put another Exalted trigger into play, seeing as I've only got 1 color so far. And this will let me swing with a 3/3. From what I remember of Firewave, there wasn't a whole lot of instant speed burn. Most of it was sorcery speed, and that was really the letdown deck. But no, he's got Searing Spear. I think the deck only had 1 copy, and there it is. Take down my Squire, but it's 2-mana removal spell on my 1-drop, so it's it's not the worst thing in the world. But it fills up his graveyard here for this Lavamancer, so he's got 1 card in there. And now he's just gonna Pillar Flame exiles my guy, and he's got some food for his Lavamancer now. But he's down to 3 cards in his hand. But on the flip side, I've only got 1 color so far, so that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. This is going to be a good card if I can actually ever resolve. Okay, so we picked up a forest, so I'm going to lay the Expanse into play. And then I can fetch out an island on his turn, and then play the forest next turn, and drop this bad boy. It's going to be pretty difficult for him to deal with. Now, of course, I say that, and he could have another Pillar of Flame and then activate his Lavamancer because he's got 2 cards in there. So that could be what happens. He's just passing the turn, and I'm going to make sure to get an island. So hopefully I don't fuck this up. Island, confirm, and then untap, and jam Warmonk, because 4 toughness and lifelink is pretty huge. So he does have the Lavamancer. Oh, he's just going to Chandra's Outrage it, which is 4 damage. Which, wow, an instant speed end of turn answer to it. Like I said, I mean, I thought that the answers that he was going to have were going to be few and far between, but of course he had it in hand. So ouch, perhaps say. What does this do? Counter target instant spell, destroy target artifact, which I don't think is going to be useful. Target creature on the bottom of its owner's library. So right now, I guess I'll just put out the Squire, and next turn I'll drop Finest Hour. I guess I would counter an instant aimed at that, since it's my only threat. Excuse me, although he'll probably just use the Grim Lavamancer to kill it, actually. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen here, so I think I still play the I mean, I've got nothing else to do. Or, no. No, I'm not going to play it. I'm going to hold up Bant Charm just in case. There's no need to play Finest Hour. I'm surprised he didn't, though, I'm surprised he didn't exile a few cards from his graveyard and kill me there. Although, I should have just attacked. I totally missed that. So we're just passing back and forth. I need to get another threat, but I'm just top decking land. So I am going to attack this time, and I imagine now that I attack, he's going to Lavamance me. We'll see. We'll see if he does that. He's just taking the 2. Okay, he's just taking the 2. I'm just going to keep passing the turn. I'm going to go up to 8 mana. I do have Martial Coup in the deck, which is pretty amazing. He's got 5 cards in his hand now. I'm not sure what... I know Inferno Titan was in that deck. I'm not sure what other big nasty threats he has up there in the 5, 6, 7 mana range. Can't remember. I didn't play Firewave a whole lot, to be honest. So there's another Bant Charm. I'm really light on the threats here, which is not the greatest. But I got a couple of potential counter spells. Yeah, he's going to burn it now, which is what I thought was happening. Now the question is, do I get rid of that Lava Mancer? I don't think I do. He's only got the one card in his graveyard. It's not that threatening yet. Not yet, anyway. I mean, I'd feel pretty bad if he dropped an Inferno Titan on me and I was after spending a bench charm on something like that. So now comes a Killing Fiend. So that's a bit of a problem. I don't want that thing to get going. So I think I will bench charm that at the end of his turn. Yeah, I think I'll do that, and that doesn't put it in the graveyard. So put it on the bottom of its owner's library. Killing Fiend to the bottom. Reverberate. What is that? He's gonna counter my bench charm. All right, yeah, I guess he can pick it. I don't think he can pick a different mode. I think when you reverberate a spell, you have to choose the same mode that the original caster chose. Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice if you could choose a new mode, but you actually, when you reverberate a spell, you copy the spell that's on the stack, and I chose the mode as I put it there. So I guess I'll throw this fine. I'll just spend the mana on this fucking Finest Hour now, just to have it in play. I don't think he can deal with an enchantment. I don't see why I'm hanging on to it any longer. I kind of didn't want him to know I had it. You know, but fuck it, I'm just going to jam the button, say to hell with it. So there's Hostility. Oh, fucking Jesus. That is why you don't just jam this. What a fucking idiot I am. Totally fucking stupid. Yeah. Oh, man, that just lost me the game. That just lost me the game. So there's Martial Coup. That was timely. That was very timely. So I need 7 mana. I have a lot more than that. So yeah, I almost blew the game there. Almost totally fucking blew it. But I get to wipe his board and get 7 tokens. Plus I got a Finest Hour. So, and a Bat Charm. So yeah, Martial Coup is pretty good. Create a bunch of tokens and wipe the board. But here comes Inferno Titan, like I was saying. So I'm glad I've got this other Bat Charm. So 3 of my tokens are kaput. No, he's just aiming it at my face. Alright, well he must have enough burn to get there in his hand. That's the only thing I can think of. So, let's just put that on the bottom of his library. Yep. Let's cast a Squire. And let's do the math. So, if I attack with 1 dude, I'll get 2 Exalted Triggers. So it'll be a 3/3, and then I'll attack for 2 more with 2 more Exalted Triggers in the second combat phase. He'll be a 5/5. So that's 8 damage. If I swing with 7 guys, it's 7. So I think, you know, if I remember this game properly, that's going to be the way to do it, to get 8 through. So he untaps. It's 2 Exalted Triggers. But I have the sneaky suspicion that I'm untapping and just getting burned out from those 3 cards in his hand. So let's attack again with the 3/3 and get 2 more triggers and get in for 5. But tapping out, well, not tapping out, but I mean, casting that Finest Hour and putting down Bench Arm, you know, really wasn't thinking. I was just kind of sick of it rotting there in my hand, and I just slammed it on the board without even thinking, and looks like it's going to lose me the game. Yeah, that lost me the game. So that was a pretty stupid move. X equals 4 right on the nose there, just the right amount of damage. So you know it's a nice way to end the game there. But I totally fucked that up because I should have had an answer to that Hostility before it got in and punched me for 6. Although you know the Inferno Titan would have landed. Although I wouldn't have used the sweeper until after that. So it's hard to say. I think I totally fucked that up by playing the Finest Hour there. I should have kept the element of surprise and kept my Bench Arm up. It's totally what I should have done, but yeah, you know, just fucking around and fucked up the game. Lords of Darkness, okay. I just, oops, he's not ready. Actually, I already played a Mono Black deck, even though they're different. You know, I already played Mono Black. What else have I got in here that I want to play? What else do I want to play? Let's have a look. I did want to play Masks. Not in the mood for Mind Maze. I already played Aggro. Could play Chant, I suppose. I mean, I like a good ramp deck every now and then. So I think I'll do that. I think I'll play some Chant of the Moldiah. And, oh, yeah, we have a message here. Yeah, it was a misplay with Reverb, but hey, you know, I let Bat Charm down, so. Sorry, just 1 second. Yeah, we both made a couple of fuck ups there, but anyway, you know, he won the game, so that's all that really matters. So let's yeah, I'm gonna play Chant. Let's get into the game here, and then thinking about fairies for the final game. Maybe I will play another mono black deck. I did like the demon deck. We'll see whether I win this one, how I'm feeling. So, all right, Chant of the Moldiah. We're on the play. Got Tooth and Nail, All's Dust at the top, but we got 3 land. We've got a Firehaven Elf to get us our 4th, and we got a Green Sun Zenith, which is a pretty decent start. I'd like to have an Explorer or Rampant Growth in my opening hand, but 3 mana with a Firehaven Elf is not the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world. If I was on the draw, I'd probably ship that, but you know, on the play, I'll keep it. So we're playing against blue. That means, oh, picked up the Rampant Growth. It means he could possibly counter the All's Dust. So I got to watch out for a window to resolve that if he's playing Mind Mace. Because that's really only my only out to all his hexproof illusion nonsense. Yeah, that's really my only out to that. So he's on 2 mana, still blue. I wonder if he's playing the fairy deck. So picked up Artisan Kozilek, which is great. Creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, Annihilator 2. So we're just going to Firehaven. And it's 3 mana 1/1, which is not great, but you get to put a land in play tapped. I think it's tapped. Yeah, so it ramps you up. So I'm on 5 mana here now. Next turn I can Green Sun Zenith for an Oracle, which is possibly what I'll do. Oracle lets you play the top card of your library if it's a land. So now he's playing Wasp Lancer, so he's playing the fairy deck. Okay, that's a 3/2 flyer. Yeah. Okay. Picked up a Rampant Growth. But I think I want to speculate on the Oracle of Moldiah while he's tapped out. So let's Green Sun Zenith for 4. And grab an Oracle, and hopefully there's some land on top. There are not. We got a Harmonize, which is not the worst thing in the world. You know, draw 3 cards for 4 mana, I believe it is. 4 mana, draw 3 cards, yeah. So he's on 4 mana now. We got to watch out for the old Spell Stutter Sprite. And he could flash in a Pestermite, untap one of his islands, and then Spell Stutter for 3. So if I cast Harmonize, it looks like I'm going to be pretty safe. So he's casting Sprite Noble. What does that do? Gives his fairies a back-end boost. So I will look at that again. Yeah, it gives his fairies a back-end boost, and then he can buff up his flyers if he taps it. So I think the play here is to just draw 3 and then play everything I can off the top, and then Rampant Growth. I should get 1 land out of the draw 3, and hopefully end up with 1 on top. So let's draw 3. No lands. Wow. So it was pretty huge to hit that. So we get to play a land off the top, and I got a Palaka Worm on top, which I kind of don't want to shuffle away, to be perfectly honest. But in the interest of moving on, I've got Tooth and Nail, I've got Primeval Titan, Fierce Empath, and Artisan. So I mean, if I shuffle it away, it's not a huge deal, and if I end up with a land on top, I'll be able to play it. Now I got another Artisan, so this is going to be pretty key. You know, that's going to be pretty huge for me to wipe his board. I got the mana for it now. I mean, I'm stuttering saying Spell Stutter. That's not going to do it, but you know, Familiar's Ruse is also in that deck, which is basically it's blue counter target spell, but you have to bounce a creature back to your hand. So I mean, that's the only difference between that and Counterspell. Which is a pretty big difference, but I mean, we're playing Duels of Planeswalkers here, so he could have a Familiar's Ruse, which I wouldn't be too happy about that. So I think what I'll do is just not swing, because he's got Flash. I can't remember what Flash creatures he has, so I'm actually going to skip that attack. I really need this All's Dust, you know, because I can't block flyers. So I think I bait out the counter with a Prime Time. I think that's what I do. So I'm expecting Familiar's Ruse here. No, I didn't get it. Wow. Okay, yes, I will use that ability. I will put the Eye of Ugin into play. And a Forest. End up with a Firehaven Elf on top. And pass the turn. So he's still got 5 in the air. I'm down to 12 life, which is it's getting down there. He didn't counter Primeval Titan, so I think I might have to just swing next turn, get the Primeval Titan trigger, and then blast the board. Although maybe he's just saying, you know, I can race the Prime Time, and that's why he didn't counter it. It's entirely possible that he still has a counterspell. There's another All Is Dust on top. So I'm going to go, he's going to flash in a Pestermite and tap down my Primeval Titan, which is kind of shitty, because I really wanted those extra lands before I blew up the board. But, swing here. Just throw it at him. And if he's got the Familiar's Ruse, then he wins the game. So let's find out if he's got it. No, we get to blow up the board, so I think I'd really like, well, let's see what's left in the deck here. Fierce Empath, go search something out. I'd really like a Palaka Worm, yeah, I need the life. Absolutely require a Palaka Worm right now. So there we go, we got the big 7/7 trampling, life-gaining, you know, card-drawing worm. He's put another Lancer into play, which is a bit of a clock. You know, 3 power in the air is nothing to sneeze at. So let's see if we can pick up a land. We don't. But I can cast an Artisan because of the Eye of Ugin, and that would put Primeval Titan directly into play. So let's try that. Let's try that. Yes, I do. And let's grab a couple of lands here. But I need him to not kill me next turn, because I need to resolve this. What I may do, if depending on what he does, is I may entwine Tooth and Nail for 2 of them to gain 14 life. That's actually probably the better play. So he's casting Asleep. Yeah, he's casting Asleep. So the only way he's going to be able to counter an entwine Tooth and Nail is if he picked up that Familiar's Ruse after. That's the one card in that deck that I'm really scared of. Most of my stuff is just the casting cost is so high on it that a Spell Stutter is just not going to do the job. So all my creatures are gone to sleep. I'm on 4 life, and he's got a 3-power flyer. But got a Palaka Worm in hand. Please don't draw the other one. So let's entwine this. Hopefully he doesn't counter it. Let's go in and get Worm and Worm. I need 14 life. Worm and Worm. There we go. Oh, that's right. You get to choose the 2, and then I forgot how that works. So you get to put the 2 in your hand, and then you get to choose. So I could have chosen 1 Worm and say an Avenger of Zendikar or something like that, and then I could have still put 2 Worms into play because I had 1 in hand. So that was a bit of a misplay there. I haven't played with Tooth and Nail in a while. You know, bit of shaking off a bit of rust here. But it's easy to play Rusty when you're playing Chant, because all you need to do is hit 10 lands and throw a whole pile of shit into play. You know, it's one of those very forgiving decks. So, yeah, he's still coming in for 3. He's got 5 mana. I don't know if he's got another Sleep in his deck or not. Yeah, he does have another one. He does have another one. So I think what I'm going to do this time is just start spamming Firehaven Elves and Rampant Growths and just stripping the land out of the deck. So don't think I need to extend any more out onto the board like with big stuff. So I'll just Elf. Yes, let's use that. Grab this land. Let's Elf again. Yeah, let's grab another land. Rampant Growth. Just, you know, showing off all my fancy cards here and getting 8,000 land into play. And I'm only doing that because you cast Sleep on me twice in a row, you bastard. You know, just so you know. That's the only reason I went through all that. Just, you know, you're making me wait, I'm going to make you wait. So here comes Hands of Binding, just like we saw in the Dimir deck. So he's going to tap down a creature, can't attack. Cypher down to his flyer. He'll swing for 3 and then tap down another one of my guys for a whole turn. And we're at the 29-minute mark, so yeah, we'll squeeze in one more game after this one. Not sure what I want to play. I was going to play. I was just talking about playing the Fairy deck, but he went and chose that. So I guess I just attack with everything. He's flashing in a Pestermite. He's going to tap down most likely my Palaka Worm. Yeah, there goes that. And here we come. So I mean, I still can't kill him. Still can't do that yet. Sure. I want all the land. I forgot how fun this deck was in a real Timmy sort of way, you know. And I'm just gonna jam this because I don't want to take any chances. And you because you never know. I'm only on 12 life against flyers. I'm 99.984% certain that there was nothing he could do there, but now I'm 100%. So 100% is better than 99.984. So he's got another Hands of Binding here, so he's going to tap down 3 dudes on this turn. You know, which is pretty solid. So the Artisan is tapped. I imagine he'll tap the 2 Palaka Worms, but then there's another Palaka Worm and Primeval Titan and a bunch of 1/1s. So, and I think there were only 2 copies of Sleep available in that whole deck, so that's not it's not something we have to worry about. High Vugan is flashed up orange there, but it's not doing anything for me because there's only 2 Artisans in the deck. I got 1 in play, 1 in my hand. So yeah, it doesn't you know, let me cast Artisan on 8 mana or 7 mana or whatever the hell it was, but now it's just chilling out doing nothing because it doesn't produce mana. So let's just hit the attack with all button and get all the lands. Yeah, this deck, I remember there were plenty of games with this deck where you'd strip every single land out of your deck. So there goes Chant. You know, I mean, this is just a Timmy deck in the fun sort of way. So what do I want to play now that he's picked? Now that he's picked the Flyers. Excuse me. I think I'll play Enchanter's Arsenal, because I know he doesn't like it. So I'll end it that way. He doesn't think the deck is very good. So hopefully I play it and he gets to beat me. And, you know, then he can say I told you so and the deck is not very good. But secretly I'm hoping to, you know, just crush him with it. We'll see what happens. So let's look at our opening hand here. We have 2 mana, Rancor, Argothian Enchantress, which is really strong start. Journey to Nowhere to remove something that he does. Primal Rage, which is more of a finisher, and an Opal Titan, which is pretty strong. So on the draw, I'm going to keep this because we got the turn 2 Enchantress, and then I can play this and draw a card. So let's see if he says he's playing white. So I'm glad not to see a champion of the parish there. So let's put down the Forest. And so go, yeah, Argothian Enchantress, 2 mana, 0/1, but she has Shroud, and whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you draw a card. It's pretty good. What other mono white decks? Oh, there was Guardians of Light. He hasn't made a play yet, so he's probably not playing Avacyn's Glory. So we'll just drop this into play. And say go. He's probably laughing over there now, saying, "No, that stupid idiot picked Enchanter's Arsenal, Enchanter's Arsehole, as he calls it." But we shall see how it turns out. So 3 mana in white. Trying to think. Could he be just slow playing Avacyn's Glory? No, he's playing Flicker Wisp. I guess he's just gonna untap one of his lands. Is this Bounce and Boon? I think this is Bounce and Boon. Yeah. Did Flicker Wisp? I don't know. I can't remember if that was in one of the other decks or not. So now we've got 2 copies of Eternal Witness, which lets you get a card from your graveyard to hand, which is fine, but you know, I haven't got anything there. I can't put Rancor on my creature because it has Shroud. Not sure if I want to spend removal this early, so I think I just play Primal Rage and draw a card. You know, it just gives all my creatures trample, and the reason I'm playing this is because Yavimaya Enchantress is in the deck. And she gets really big, but she can't always trample through, so just gonna draw a card there. We picked up Martial's Anthem, which is one of the things that I did with this is so funny, seeing a 0/1 Shroud trample, that's hilarious. Excuse me. Well, one of the things I liked about this deck was the graveyard recursion, so you'd lose a lot of your threats, and then Eternal Witness to bring them back, and then you could kick a Martial's Anthem and bring it back. So now he's on 4 mana and still not doing anything else. I really want to know what deck he's playing, just so I can get my head straight. He's playing Healer of the Pride. It's got to be Bounce and Boon. No, actually, still don't know. Honestly, still don't know. So I'm just going to... What does Healer do? Healer... I don't care about him gaining life so much, but I missed my land drop. And I think I just put down a Journey and get rid of his 3 power flyer and draw a card. And pick up a land, which is good. So yeah, let's get rid of his 3 power flyer. Let's hit our next drop. And next turn I'll be able to cast this Enchantress. It's, whoops. Yeah, it's 3 mana 2/2. But it gets +1/+1 for each enchantment on the battlefield. Mine and his if he has any. So I've got 2 here now. So it's going to be a 4/4. And then I'm going to slap a Rancor on it. And it'll be a 7-5 trample. So the healer's just going to get in for 2 here. I'm thinking it's Bouncing Boon. Still not certain, though. Cathra's Crusade, that's a bit of a bitch. That's a bit of a bitch indeed. So, Cathra's Crusade is this. Creature enters the battlefield under his control. He puts a +1/+1 counter on each creature he controls. So he's going to build up a pretty large army pretty quickly. So I'm going to play Yavimaya Enchantress, and I'm going to leave open green mana, because I'm going to put this Rancor on it and draw a card off the Argothian. So that's 5-5 trample, because he played the Cathra's Crusade. I said it was going to be a 7-5. It's actually going to be an 8-6, and this was a very timely pickup, so I just get to cast that next turn and blow up his Crusade, which is pretty good. And yeah, I got an 8-6 trample on the board. But my massive trampler here can't attack. I guess she could, you know, there's nothing stopping her from doing it. But I'm not going to do it. I really don't want to see a Cloud Goat Ranger here now, because that's a 5-mana card and it puts 3 1/1s into play. So he's just going to pacify my dude. Just fine, because what I'll do is I'll blow up his Crusade first, and then I'll witness it back, and then I'll blow up the pacifism and get going again. So that's the plan anyway. I mean, things could change, you know. I hope he doesn't cast any creatures here now. None at all. 0 creatures. He's just going to Flicker Wisp. I don't know what he's going to Wisp. Maybe Flicker his Healer of the Pride, and that'll get another creature to enter the battlefield and trigger his Crusade twice. That's probably what he'll do, but he'll lose the counter from the first one. Yeah, so he'll do that. So he gets a +1/+1 counter on each creature off his Crusade trigger. And then his Healer comes back into play. And he gets another trigger on the Crusade. And then both those creatures will get a counter. So he's got a decent board there now. But I'm going to play the Pride Mage. And I'm just going to blow that up right now. Still on a bit of a clock though, because of the pacifism there. She's a bit of a pain. Can't attack with the Enchantress. I'm getting stuck on land here, which is pretty bad considering how much draw is in this deck. I mean, I got the Wild Blossoms here. I got the Enchantress's Presence. I've got this girl here. I've cast a few spells off these guys. So you know, I wish I was moving up the ladder in terms of mana, but you know, I really don't have any blockers here. He's going to hit me for 8, take me down to 5. I'm not sure there's much I can do here. I don't think there's any life gain. I didn't play Oracle and Nectars in my deck. So, not looking good. Not looking good at all. So here comes a Skyfisher. I think he has to pick up a creature. A permanent, no, he's just pick up a tapped land. Yeah, he's going to pick up a tapped land and put it back into play untapped. So that only cost him 1 mana. Yeah. So I'm taking a whack here now. Yeah, that's 8. I mean, if I take 8, then I'm dead to the flyer. I don't currently have removal in my hand, so I have to, unfortunately, block with my Enchantress, which is a bit of a problem. You know, because 1 Trample Shroud. I mean, that's going to totally win me the game. And Emancipation Angel, so he's just, again, pick up one of his... Well, he's made a land play for turn. So I don't know if he's going to pick up... don't know if he's going to pick up a land or not, but he won't get to put it back in. Not that it matters. I mean, the game's over. He's got 10 in the air now, so... So it doesn't really matter. Picked up a land. And, yeah, I'm just dead. Draw a card. Not that it matters. Yeah, another Marshal's Anthem. But, yeah, so, I mean, this was, get back my Kasali Pride Mage. Never got to enact my grand plan, knock the pacifism off, and start killing them. So, you know, I mean, this was the deck's main win condition. You know, make this guy huge, give it trample, and then get it back a whole bunch of times. But, against all the flyers, and that fucking pacifism, it didn't work out. So, I cannot wait for the I told you so in the comments there. I cannot wait for it. But, I mean, hey, you stuck a turn 5 Cathra's Crusade and got 2 triggers off it and made a 5-power flyer. I do fucking love Flicker Wisp, though, man. What a fucking card. I totally wish that was in Duels 2015 for me to play around with. That's just so many cool things you can do with that card. All right, well, I guess that's going to put an end to Throwback Thursday episode, whatever the hell episode we're on. Yeah, we're up around the 40-minute mark, so I'm just going to cut it here. Thanks for the games, Copious Robin /AJ/ whatever your name is. Enjoyed playing them. We had a few good matches, I thought. And, you know, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.